Morning team, I am back for episode 4 of the Chasing Sub 60 series, and today I'm going to do something slightly different. It's going to be a full day of eating. I'm going to take you through exactly what I do to fuel my performance whilst I'm getting ready for this Hyrox in Manchester in January. As always, I'm starting the day with Marchon's electrolytes. This is the sour cherry flavour. It's my favourite by a mile. I really like the sour watermelon one as well, but something about the sour cherry is just next level. 750 milligrams of sodium in this, so it's going to help replenish the salts that we've just lost going through that interval session. Basically just helps tick over a cramp. It can help with mental fog and fatigue as well, and just overall keeps you more hydrated. So I definitely recommend electrolytes for anyone who's training with intensity on a regular basis. If you're not doing so, it's probably not a necessity but would have some benefit. But if you really want to get the most out of it, definitely if you're training hard, training often, sweating a lot, get these down your neck. We've just been down to the track. We had an interval session this morning, which was 3k warm-up, 4x1 mile at 3:30 per k, and then a 3k cool down. So before that, we had a handful of jellies, which was about 90 calories with some carbs in there as well, just to sort of add a little bit of fuel to the muscle. And then we're starting the day, as always, with overnight oats, courtesy of Beck. This is 55 grams of oats, 50 grams of protein, 20 grams of peanut butter, a little bit of Greek yogurt just to thicken it up. And it's a fantastic way to start the day, essentially. It's a good way to get easy calories in, easy proteins. I will put the macros up there, along with the app that I use to track everything, which is Macro Factor. Now, you do have to pay for it, but I do think it's a much better alternative to MyFitnessPal. It's a lot more intuitive. It helps you sort of get a better understanding of where your expenditure is, and it's just really good. So yeah, let's get this eaten and get ready for work. Little update on the next thing we're consuming, and that is going to be a glass of Vilgain's Energy and Focus powder. In there you have 500 milligrams of choline, 140 milligrams of caffeine, and some L-tyrosine as well as a little bit of magnesium. It's essentially just a energy drink in a powder. The difference being is that inclusion of choline. So choline is a compound, let's say, that reacts neurochemically, so it basically helps you with helps you with information retention, it helps you focus, it helps you feel that little bit more sprightly, that little bit more energetic. So whether you're in a job like mine, where focus is important, because obviously if I don't do my job well, people pay more in tax, or at least the client doesn't get the service that they sort of want and deserve. Something like that is fantastic. Now, if you are using Vilgain, Becca does have a code, so use code Becca on there. The Energy and Focus powder is literally like $8.99, and it's one of the best supplements that I think you can have in terms of productivity. So I would definitely recommend looking at that. Now I'm going to crack on, finish this set of accounts, go through, deal with some emails. At lunchtime today, we're going to finally get this wig chopped because, Jesus, it's long. Tommy Boy was busy, so I couldn't book in with him, so we're going to see Handsome Liam instead. Just come down to get a snack. It is currently 11 o'clock, but I've come and got a banana and an apple. One thing I do want to get across in this video is how important carbs are. Now, it's a myth in the fitness industry that carbs are the enemy, carbs are the devil, carbs make you fat, carbs are going to kill you, sugar's not good for you. And if you're training as an athlete, or you're training for a race, or just a general human being, it's a load of bullshit. Your brain's preferred form of fuel is glucose, which I don't know if you know, but it is sugar. And doesn't matter whether you have whole grain carbs, doesn't matter whether you have fruit, doesn't matter whether you have veggies, doesn't matter whether you have Cadbury's, although some of it's more processed than others, and in that it's going to be less satiating, so you're going to feel more hungry more quickly. When it goes into your bloodstream, it is only glucose. It is not recognized as a healthy carb, an unhealthy carb. it is the same. Carbs are carbs. When we're talking, at a cellular level, I suppose. So don't be afraid of eating carbs. If you train with intensity, it's always time to eat carbs, especially pre and post training. Make sure you're getting in 60 grams pre-training if you can, and then probably 40, 50, or even 60 grams again after training. If you do that, you're probably going to recover more quickly, you're going to perform better in the session that you're doing, and just generally feel better. So don't be afraid of carbs, would be like the key takeaway from this whole video, if nothing else. For a macro split, I will stick that right there. We're looking at about 191 calories and 50 grams of carbs. Give it about an hour, then we're going to go and get the lunch meal in. Lunch is going to be a little bit more filling. It's probably my biggest meal of the day. I don't know why, I just prefer it that way. It's definitely my most calorically dense meal of the day. Then we'll be going off for a haircut, so we'll actually get out this house and get out this living room. Oh, it is 12:10, and that means it is time for lunch. So we're gonna mince some rice. Bang. We'll walk over here. Microwave. Bang. Glass tub to avoid microplastics. Bang. That is the importance of meal prep. So no one really has time, or at least I fucking don't, to be cooking every day. So when you do a big batch and you've got a few meals that are already ready, you just do that. Whack it in the microwave, already prepped. Whack it in the microwave, wait a few minutes, give it a little stir, get it out, scoff it, and you've got some quality nutrition with a very low input form of cooking. Food is ready, and this is what we're working with today. We've got 75 grams of boiled rice, 250 grams of 10% fat beef mince, some red bell peppers, some yellow bell peppers, some jerk barbecue sauce. Look at that goodness. So we're going to get that down as quickly, and yeah, not much else to report really. Okay, we are back from the trim. Liam did a good job, given that I was rushing him quite relentlessly because I had to get back to work. Whilst I'm chipping away at some work, I thought it would be good to highlight the fact that a lot of people in a 9 to 5 seem to see it as a detriment when they're going through athletic pursuits. Now, that's not necessarily to say that I don't see it that way, but there are always silver linings to every cloud, and one big one for us is that it's more optimal for recovery. So if you think from the hours of 9 till 5, bar an hour in between, you are essentially sat down the whole time, meaning that, in my opinion, that is 9 hours of designated recovery time for your musculature. If you've attacked it in the morning, like we have today with intervals, and then you've sat down for 9 hours, your body doesn't understand, am I sat down, am I laying down? It just understands I'm not moving right now. I'm well fueled, so I've got the tools necessary to recover. I'm well hydrated because we're getting our 3 litres, 4 litres a day in and 750 milligrams or so salts. And I'm stationary, which means during that time, I can begin the recovery process. Now, obviously, it's better to be asleep, but you're not going to sleep it all day, every day. You're not a vampire. So that's one thing that I would definitely, just bear in mind that you do have more time than you think to recover. So when you're saying, I did a heavy session, I can't train, I can't do this, you probably can. Or at least you can mitigate what's called the interference effect. So if I do intervals in the morning, cardiovascular exercise, and then do a heavy strength session in the evening, I've got a 9-hour window there in which the interference effect can be minimised. Just something to think about. I've got about an hour until I go to the gym, 40 minutes. So I'm going to run out of food. But yeah, interference effect, sitting down, recovery, bang. Pre-workout meal going down. I've tracked for 70 grams of sourdough, jam, an explosive with the pre-workout, 5 grams of honey and 10 grams of peanut butter, all going into macro factor so that we can stay accountable. That's what it looks like, nice and easy. Then we've got 2 scoops of pre-workout and 1 explosive, which is like Aldi's version of a Lucozade Sport. I'm gonna get this down us. We've got half an hour left to smash up some more work, and I'm gonna head over to the gym. And let's get this upper session rocking and rolling, because no one's seeing anything that they actually want to see in this video yet, and that isn't acceptable. We've got a little sweaty number at the end of this one, which is gonna hurt quite a bit. So I'm thinking we're gonna go with the Gymshark 2-in-1s. Bang. Get on these, ready? Bosh. Look at that. When you've got the gym at 7 and Ukraine at 8. Top wise. What are we thinking? Let's have a little gander. No, not feeling white today. Let's go black. March on long sleeve. March on vest. My protein. That could work. We'll go with that. The Gorilla branded my protein, because why not? We'll go with a little endorsement fella today. And then over the top, we're going to stick this bad boy, which is one of Marchon's newer ranges. Don't know which one it's called. It's got the branding on the back that you can see there, and it's class. All of the Marchon gear, I've got to say, is next level. The only thing it compares to in terms of quality is Represent, but it's slightly cheaper, and it looks equally as cool. So if you're after the gym gear, the 2 brands I would recommend would be 247, because you'll buy it once and you'll never need to buy it again, and Marchon. The way it fits on the shoulders, the way it tapers off at the waist. Again, it's good quality, so you buy it once, you don't need to buy it again. I was fortunate enough to actually not need to buy these. I got given them during a race. Thank you, Ollie. But yeah, can't recommend them enough. If I had to spend my own money on them, I would do. So there you go, because I'm a tight arse. Now let's get changed. Let's head over to the gym. Boom, 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 boom. that is the workout done. Same as last week. It was hard, so hard. It's so simple, but it just cooks you. The sweat everywhere. But it was good, it was fun. I like the CrossFit style workouts with the heavy barbells, or heavy-ish barbells. But yeah, time to go and get some food. Just got back from the gym, and not only has Beck been in the shop, which is my least favourite job of the week. There she is, tea is ready. Look at that. Look at that absolute wifey baby. Oh, and breakfast is made as well. Bang. That is what you want in your partner. Last meal of the day going in. We've got chicken, tomato, soft cheese, broccoli, sourdough, and organic salted butter, I think, unless she's used the spreadable one. 628 calories, 85 protein, 57 carbs. That puts on a total of around 2,500 for the day. We're going to get a little bit more in after this, and then we're going to get ready for legs tomorrow. Decided to get a little snack in before legs tomorrow. We've done meal prep. We've got 500 grams of beef mince, 10%, 150 grams of rice, full bell pepper. That will be meal prep done for lunches for tomorrow and for, what day is it? Tomorrow, Wednesday? Tomorrow and Thursday. And then for the current snack, we've got the Elite Pepsi Max Cherry, 2 rice cakes, and one of these George Squares bars. The idea is go as processed as possible with this. Want impact sugars that are going to go straight into the bloodstream, glucose in about 10 minutes to aid the recovery process, and because quite frankly I'm full after tea, so I don't really want to eat a lot of volume. Calories and macros will be there like the rest of the day, and yeah, that's going to be everything. Now you can like, comment and subscribe. Now you can go to Beck's video. Now you can watch that, like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.